We have a habit of trying to organize the natural world into neat, predictable boxes. Take rodents, for example. They make up 40% of all mammal species: rats, squirrels, guinea pigs. But rabbits? They belong to a completely different order called lagomorphs. The distinction is tucked away in their mouths. Rabbits have 2 pairs of incisors, while true rodents only have 1. If a creature as familiar as a rabbit hides a physical detail that shifts its entire branch on the tree of life, it suggests that many of our common sense labels are just mental shortcuts. When we look closer, we find that nature often ignores our categories entirely in favor of much stranger engineering. Take the capybara. While it looks like an oversized guinea pig, it's actually a rodent that reaches the scale of a snow leopard. They are built for a life spent almost entirely in the water. They possess webbed feet, heavy submarine-like bodies, and the ability to hold their breath for 5 minutes. They are so comfortable in the river that they can even fall asleep fully submerged. This aquatic lifestyle led to a bizarre historical loophole. In the 16th century, the Catholic Church officially classified them as fish. This allowed people to eat them during dietary fasting periods when meat from land animals was forbidden. It's a logic that persists even in modern law. In 2022, a California court ruled that bees could be legally classified as fish. It wasn't a biological claim, it was a legal workaround to ensure the bees could be protected under the state's existing Endangered Species Act for aquatic life. But the capybara's real survival tricks are even more cold-blooded. They can identify when a predator like a caiman is full, using the resting reptiles as a safe platform to cross the water. If a hungry predator actually attacks, the adults will immediately abandon their young to save themselves. For the capybara, survival isn't about loyalty or biological definitions. It's about exploiting every environmental loophole available to stay alive. We make a similar mistake by calling crocodiles overgrown lizards. They are actually archosaurs. They represent a sister branch to dinosaurs, which makes them more closely related to modern birds than to any lizard. Because they swallow prey like deer or zebras whole, they have to swallow heavy stones to aid digestion. These rocks sit in the stomach and physically grind down the food before it reaches their powerful stomach acid. Those stones also provide a mechanical advantage. The extra weight pulls the stomach down, acting as biological ballast that allows the lungs to hold more air. This weight distribution lets them glide just beneath the surface without creating a single ripple, making them virtually invisible to prey on the shore. They've even bypassed the traditional aging process. Unlike most mammals, crocodiles don't show significant biological degradation over time. By slowing their heart rate to just 2 beats per minute and continuously regrowing up to 6,000 teeth, their bodies don't have a built-in expiration date. They generally only die due to external factors like injury or starvation. While their dinosaur cousins were wiped out, crocodiles survived by using these extreme internal physics to essentially pause their biological clocks. Some creatures seem to thrive by breaking every rule of their own category. The electric eel, for instance, isn't an eel at all. It's an elongated knife fish capable of generating 800 volts of electricity. True eels are just as deceptive. There is no such thing as a strictly freshwater eel. Every species must eventually travel up to 3,000 miles to the ocean to breed and die. Their larvae are completely transparent and look nothing like the adults, appearing as glass eels as they migrate back inland. This alien biology makes them dangerous to consume raw. Eel blood contains a protein toxin that can be lethal to humans, which is why they must be cooked thoroughly to neutralize the poison before being served as sushi. They even possess traits that feel like science fiction. Moray eels have a second set of jaws that shoot forward to grab prey, while garden eels live their entire lives halfway buried in the sand, mimicking the appearance of swaying seagrass. By operating more like amphibious traps or aquatic plants, eels have managed to occupy niches that standard fish simply cannot reach. Even the insects we think we understand are more specialized than they appear. Out of over 4,000 cockroach species, only about 30 are considered pests. The rest, like the giant megaloblata, live in the wild with wingspans reaching 20 centimeters. The cockroaches that do live with us are masterpieces of durability. They can withstand 900 times their body weight, survive for a week without a head, and can even sprint on 2 legs to reach speeds that would be equivalent to a human running at over 100 miles per hour. High in the trees, we find this same level of extreme engineering in birds. Woodpeckers are essentially living, shock-absorbing organic drills. To survive slamming their beaks into wood 20 times a second at 16 miles per hour, they have shock-suppressing bone in their skulls. Their tongue actually winds all the way around the back of their brain cavity, acting as a protective harness. Once the hole is drilled, that same tongue acts as a specialized probe, deploying deep into the wood to extract insects. These specialized traits show that evolution doesn't prioritize the neat boxes we use to describe animals. Instead, it pushes biological engineering to the limit to solve the specific problems of survival. The animal kingdom constantly refuses to conform to our rigid labels or historical decrees. Nature doesn't care if a biological workaround looks logical to us. It only cares that the workaround guarantees another generation of survival. In our next special episode, we're going to look back at the entire history of these bizarre evolutionary paths. We'll see you there.